Hi, AfterBuzzers. You're tuning in to the RuPaul's Drag Race AfterBuzz show for Season 8, Episode 4. Stay tuned to hear the rest of our recap.
You're tuning into the destination for TV superfan discussion, AfterBuzz TV. And now, let the buzz begin.
The one thing I wasn't supposed to do, and I did it. Hello, everyone.
Hello.
Call us. Call me. Welcome to yet another after show for RuPaul's Drag Race. This is Season 8, Episode 4, New Wave Queens. I'm your host, Kenny Harrison. Sitting next to me is giving me pink princess realness.
1, 2, 3, Jackie B on all platforms.
Next to Jackie across from us is
Mark J. Freeman and at Lorraine Love, LORAYNELOV.
Next to Mark JF, we have
it's J Ellis. So, and I'm on Instagram at don't_be_jealous, and then Twitter at still_jealous.
So call us. Oh, and I want to give a shout out to the voice of God, the goddess.
The goddess. That's
Alexis.
a good one. I like that.
Hi,
I like that.
Hello.
How are you, pretty girl? It's been a while.
I'm good. I haven't done this since we moved studios. So
that was you should have been here for week 1.
Oh, I watched it at home. I was like, I missed some stuff.
You were like, there, taking a nap.
Well, it's good to hear your voice again.
Yeah, I'm super excited. I want to talk about some awesome stuff.
Awesome. So I want to point out that we're on the chat roll as well, so we can see your comment. Well, Jackie and I can see your comments.
Yeah, we're on.
Okay, great. So
someone goes, oh shit, Jackie's giving me acid Betty.
So, and also I want to point out, I thought I saw Cameron Morrison's name on the chat roll. So, hi,
there.
Cameron. Thanks for watching or listening. YouTubers, thanks for joining us. iTunes, thanks for downloading us. This is a good episode. Mm-hmm. Wasn't my favorite, per se, but I thought it was
I think the only reason
entertaining.
I really enjoyed it, but I think the only reason it wasn't my favorite is because when you've had past seasons, you've had one queen at least who is like a phenomenal singer.
Mm-hmm. Right.
And I mean, I don't know, like Michelle kept saying, no, it was Blondie who kept saying Derek was a good singer. I was like,
Uh-oh.
Well,
I've been watching The Voice though, so this is also like I've been watching The Voice, and then now I hear people who are like talk singing.
The transition's rough.
Well,
Yeah.
she's been around since the 70s or earlier, I'm sure.
Oh, I thought you meant Derek.
Okay, this is the new drinking game for the week.
All shade.
Last week was ripped. Anytime Mark J says Derek, you have to take a drink of something. I know if you're watching during the day, drink some water. We all can use a sip of water.
If you don't want to go into work, that's a good one.
Yes. So take a drink every time this queen over here says Derek, because I know we're gonna hear a whole. I actually can't wait for this. We're gonna get there. We're gonna get there. So before we start, we want to quickly recap last week's Untucked, and I didn't get a chance to rewatch it. Jay quickly filled me in, so I'm gonna let you take over.
Okay, well, I don't want to take over, but I'm just gonna say what we started off with was, the 3 girls. We had Naysha, we had Kim, and Chi-Chi sitting in the room, and they were kind of talking about who would they sleep with in the competition and what their type of guy was. And I thought it was a really fun conversation for them to have.
It's so strange, though.
Yeah.
They do that. I feel like they do that every year, and every year I love it because I want to feel like there's, they're like all stuck there together for how long?
Yeah.
So they're all going crazy.
Well, I read that the judging panel is about 4 hours of the day. So you imagine that they run out of and that's edited down to like a 25-minute episode. So they probably talked a lot, but I thought it was a good piece. And I thought we were going to get a little bit more into Kim Chi's virginity, but they didn't address it at all.
Yeah. What I thought was really strange is they're literally talking and then they roll out a TV again, and it's like, we're going to have that moment. But I felt as though, okay, and I'm going to ask you this question because we were asked about Acid Betty and why we wanted to defend her. Mm-hmm. Do we still want to defend her? Considering now what happened, what took place last week in Untucked, and some of what was going on in her attitude in this episode.
Yeah.
Are we still defending her, Jay?
I have such a hard time with this because Acid Betty came. This isn't a part of the competition anymore. This is backstage. They're not performing. They're not in front of judges. So her nastiness about Trixie Mattel
yeah.
on the screen, I feel like was very unwarranted, and she's allowed to have her opinions.
Right.
However, I thought the way she went about it was very catty, and I didn't really like that. However, Derek really, I thought, kind of came in and not put her in her place, but kind of came at it.
She pointed it out. I mean,
absolutely.
Yeah.
Called her out on it.
And I think that Acid Betty realized that the makeup wasn't for her, so maybe she doesn't have to understand Trixie. And I think that Acid kind of backed down. You didn't see her rebuttal or backfire once Derek had pointed it out, and Bob had kind of said, like, Derek's right. And Acid just kind of said, okay. Like, and I think that it shows that maybe, and we didn't see too much, I don't want to say cattiness, but too much attitude from Acid this week. So maybe that was a little bit of a learning, but at the same time, my opinion did drop a little bit about Acid Betty.
Okay.
I think I agree with you. I think it's rude to talk when somebody's doing it.
It wasn't her moment to talk.
No, and it was while Trixie was giving her message that Acid was like, oh, that makeup. It was just like over and over again.
Right.
So it was a little distracting. I still like her. I think her drag is still the best in the competition so far. Mark, you're mighty quiet over here.
It's so funny because I get comments either, and Mark won't shut up, or when I'm quiet, they're like, Mark's not saying anything.
Well,
so I can't win for
we
losing.
can find a happy
I
medium.
can't win for losing.
Yeah, you're damned if you do,
I'm just
you're
going to
damned if you
say,
don't.
I'm going to keep it short and sweet and say, if you're going to comment on people's makeup, yours better be stellar. And you painted one eye, and that's what it looked like. Boom.
Drop the mic, is that what you did?
Or the,
I said before, I don't like her attitude, and I'm older too, but I'm not going to go in there and talk to people. It's how you talk to people, and if that's how you are going to talk to people, then expect it back, and expect it back tenfold. And I hope you can stand the heat. Because
can I ask you, how did you feel about Derek approaching that situation?
I thought she handled it perfectly.
Great. Okay.
And I agree with Bob. I never thought in a million years I would ever say. But I agree with Derek.
By the way, before
Kenny met Bob.
I did. I was in Seattle
He met
over the
Bob
weekend.
and Bob's handbag.
Yes. So check out my Twitter, which was when she held it up in tonight's episode. I was like, I even asked her. She was doing the picture taking. She had just finished performing. She was in Seattle this past weekend, and she did 3 shows. Shout out to Jaquan and Keon for getting me into our place in Seattle. It was a nice little club, and it was a great venue. But she was so sweet, and of course, I asked her. We need business cards, by the way, because it's like I tell her, I give her my little spiel.
I have one, but my name's spelled wrong.
Well, but
Thanks,
I gave her
AfterBuzz.
my little spiel, and I'm gonna definitely hook her, give her our information so she can come. But she was so sweet, and when I walked up to her, she grabbed my drink. She's like, "Let me hold my purse while I hold your drink." and I looked at the purse, and Mark pointed it out. Like it has been on the episode on every
she's
episode
had it
so
almost
far.
every episode.
So, and I asked her, I was like, "Was this the purse?" She's like, "Yes, girl, this was the purse." So
the purse.
It's gonna get a hashtag.
and
She's gonna make a lot of
She's
when she
very
sells it.
tall too.
Yeah, you
She's
can
very
tell.
tall. But yeah, so thanks, Bob, for being such a good sport. So this week's episode, this is the challenge was to do a music video, or not music video, a live performance of a original song that they wrote.
Yeah.
And again, this is a singing challenge, and we've seen these challenges before. And I thought this was a good spin on it. And what do you guys think of how the groups were formed and how the categories for each group was determined for this episode?
The teams, I liked how I like that they were able to choose, because maybe that synergy would create like a better energy and a better challenge compared to each one. It was fun to see hashtag Team Best Friend and then hashtag New York go together.
Yeah.
And then the leftovers. I mean,
Leftovers,
it's kind of fun. And then what was the second part of your question? I'm sorry. How they
determined
Ooh, there
the
was
category.
some shade happening on Team New York over there. They were playing some mind games. I think it was all for fun though. And if the leftovers really wanted to have, they could have fought a little bit more for party.
Right.
Yeah.
Now,
One of the fans
ahead.
asked us which was your favorite team. My favorite team was Best Friend Race.
Same.
Yeah.
They were fun.
The ones you won?
Yeah. I
Yeah.
thought
Yeah.
Was that your favorite?
Yeah.
They had
Hands
humor.
down.
And I will
Yeah.
say, and I have to admit that Naomi Smalls has not really done much for me. I actually liked her in this episode a little bit more. Like a little bit more personality came out for me, as opposed to she's always been the pretty skinny one.
I thought the same thing during the Untucked from
Last week. Yeah.
Last week, I was like, okay,
She's coming around.
She's not,
And
and I'm. Chi-Chi's growing on me.
I love Chi-Chi.
Okay,
I don't know what it is,
I
but
have to
she's
say
growing
this.
on me.
There's a BuzzFeed quiz. Which drag queen are you? I got Chi-Chi.
But she's growing on me. I don't know. Well, we'll get to some of that later.
No, but
No, why is she growing?
Yeah.
on
No,
you?
I just like her story and I understand what she's going through.
Right.
Anybody who has done drag
I know.
knows what she is going through.
I know what you want to say about
And-
a judge, a specific judge.
Yeah,
We'll get to that
so
later.
we'll get to that later.
Yeah.
But I'm just, it's like, she's doing so well, and you can just see her and Thorgy too. Thorgy was talking, I think the last episode, how bad they just want to win, and I just feel like there are this season again. There's something about this season that's so different to me, and I wrote down today. Yet again, this hasn't happened to me since season 2. I'm having a hard time wanting to see anybody go home other than Derek Barry. So, drink. But you know what I mean? Like, I don't know. Like, I'm liking the challenges. I feel like it's kind of stepped up. So we'll see.
To add to that, these mirror moments I don't even know if that's what's happening, but I mean, last week was Thorgy talking about her mom, and we're just getting these really good breakthroughs from these queens, and that was great. And then this time to hear Chi-Chi's struggle of bankruptcy, and that's why, I mean, going back to week 1, it's all making sense now. She came in that trash bag dress.
Right.
The drag we've seen from her is very cheaply made isn't the right word, but just thrifty.
Yeah.
And it makes sense. It's kind of made her who she is, and I'm hoping after this show she gets the opportunities that maybe she deserves, because I feel like she's an entertaining queen.
Right.
Yeah, I do too.
She really
I do
is.
too.
And I think she's very genuine.
We had a fan tweeted us and give us a link to Bob's outfit, which was $30 on Amazon from the last
I saw
challenge.
that.
Yes.
But I mean, the thing is, like, you can have an award-winning Drag Race outfit for $30 on Amazon.
And the way I look at it, and that it was Jamie Egg or Egg Man who tweeted that to us, and it's not necessarily the outfit; it's how he presented it as well.
Exactly. It's how you wear it. It's how you. Yeah, I agree. 100%.
And going back to Chi-Chi, I think that she's just genuine, and she is totally likable. Like, she could be like cheap and just rude, and like nobody would like her. But I feel like there's something about her that I want to see more of.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I mean,
her makeup
too.
is flawless.
Yeah.
I love her makeup.
She's
it's getting there.
Okay, I want to talk about that when we get to the runway.
Okay. So basically, and we talked about this like maybe 5 minutes ago, of how the show is setting Acid Betty up to be the villain, because she's kind of egging people on to see, and I think it's also that thing where pushing someone's buttons to see what makes them tick.
Yeah.
And because it is a competition. Lucian said that about Bob. It's high pressure, it's a competition. Sometimes you push people's buttons, like, some of the comments, you push buttons here. No, actually, I love comments. So make comments down there.
Rip.
Push the like button and then comment.
Or
exactly.
don't push the like button.
Yeah.
But,
Push the like button. I don't even care. If you don't like it, still push the like button.
And I felt like preparing for this challenge, a lot of the girls spent more time, from what we saw, worried about what other groups were doing as opposed to focusing on their own groups.
Yeah.
I agree.
Well, with that, because we didn't have a mini challenge, so I think we had more time to see kind of the development. Because this was a big challenge too, where they had to write their own lyrics. I don't know where did the choreography come from? We didn't have a choreographer this week.
I think it was just they did it on their own.
Okay, because the New York team had some fun moves with the mics.
Yeah.
And I thought it was if they created that, and I think that might have been Acid Betty. I wish we could have seen that, because I'm going back to when week 2 when they were creating their own choreography. She had a lot of good ideas. So I kind of would have liked to see where the choreography came from, and if anybody knows, I'd like to hear. But I think we got a good look into who did what on the teams.
I have to agree with you, Jay, that I feel as though there were a lot. The show or whoever the producers spent more time on just the writing of the song and picking of the teams as opposed to the outfits. Like, I didn't even know that when they were being critiqued, that was a big part of the critiques, and I really wasn't paying attention to what a lot of the queens were wearing during the performance.
Yeah.
So
I do like that they it seems like Out of the Closet is sponsoring a lot of Drag Race this year. But I mean, I do like that they have to pick clothes from basically a random thrift shop assortment.
Right.
I love that.
Yeah, because it doesn't give anybody a leg up, knowing what the challenge is.
And it takes a lot of creativity to try and make things match.
Yeah.
I mean, there's a difference between saying, okay, like, your team is given this theme and all this fabric, your team is given this. Well, when you have thrift shop stuff, you have to work to make it match.
Yeah. But it was mentioned from Chi about how she envisioned the shapes on their head. And when she was saying that, I kind of envisioned what Thorgy actually came up with or had. Yeah. And so I felt as though a lot of that aspect was not given to us, because I would have loved to see creating the outfits for the challenge.
I agree.
Because I wasn't focused on that aspect of the challenge. I was just focused on the performance.
Right.
Yeah.
And it seemed as though the judges had to consider all of it.
Yeah, it was a jam-packed. I mean, we needed this one to be a 90-minute episode.
Yes, I agree. I agree.
Because even the runway was...
Well, maybe... Yeah. Oh.
The runway was way too fast.
Yeah.
We
talked
like
about this
5 times.
There have been those runways where they just cut to like different, and it was like, this was the one runway I would have loved to see in full. Like, I wanted to see all the comments. It was because this was a creative one,
right?
And it wasn't. I felt like it wasn't something. I mean, because there were a lot of looks that were like well done and well put together, like Derek's.
So getting back to the practice. You're so restrained this week.
I'm being.
I know.
I don't want to have Alexis use the explicit button.
This is me pushing
Girl,
your
it is
buttons
way too
now.
late for that. I already put that down a long time ago. You better let it out.
That was me trying to push her buttons, and clearly I'm going to get there.
Do you think Robbie... I think Robbie was getting the redemption edit. It was funny because, like, literally the first thing I wrote... The first thing right on here after the name of the show is Robbie Redemption. Question mark.
Yeah.
Because I mean, they focus so much on him, and he keeps saying, I need to win, I need to win, I need to win. Mm-hmm. And we know there's some talent there that hasn't been seen yet.
Right.
Mm-hmm. And generally, when they open the show and like in the opening, we see Derek saying, I want to stand out, I need to have soul. And so I think that they always try to... At this point, we're just egging on Mark to say something. Well, I'm joking. But we expect that we're going to see Robbie's redemption and maybe a little bit more from Derek. And I think we did see Robbie.
Right.
Or
the downfall.
I thought it was Derek because of the way it was being edited. I thought it was going to be Derek.
Well, I wrote down, and you can see my notes, foreshadow Derek going home. That's what I wrote down.
Okay.
Mark was sitting next to me, so I don't know. Maybe he wrote that for me. But yeah, I think
when you got to go to the bathroom, I was like,
so we get to the performance. Well, they rehearsed with Lucian Piani, who I called Julian 2 weeks ago.
It's okay.
I apologize.
We should have just done another role where we.
Yeah.
I know.
He looks like a Julian, though.
He does.
So okay.
I call him Lucian.
So who cares?
Pian or something. I can't pronounce. I have a hard time pronouncing names.
Yeah.
Which is why I have a name that when you look at it looks like Jacque.
It looks like. Yeah. And they were giving me a little.
Irony.
They were giving me a little Bob versus Lucian in the rehearsals, which
honestly I think like I anybody, Mark, you've done performance, like when you're standing up there and there's something you don't understand, it's easy to go from trying to be a decent level-headed person to getting to that point where you're like, I just don't get what you're talking about and I can't relate to it.
Yeah.
Well, but I like the fact that he did say when the judges were discussing amongst themselves how it is a high pressure competition, so that sometimes can get the best of somebody.
But even then, it's like if you're giving somebody notes, I didn't see it as coming for him. If you're giving, I've been in plays where somebody's given me a note and I'm like, I don't understand the reference.
Yeah.
You know?
Well, and I do think it's Lucian's job as well to present it in a way that they're going to understand.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? They're clearly not getting it. Again, you can say, you can go back and forth saying whose fault it is, whatever.
Right.
But if I was directing a show and I saw that my actor wasn't getting it, my first thought is, okay, what can I say? How can I present this to them that they're going to get it? You know what I mean? And I think it's Lucian's job as well to do that and not just sit there and go, I'm going to be judging you.
So is that
listen to what I have to say.
Well, I mean, I have to agree with him though. Like, he is judging them. And,
well, I get that.
And sometimes,
but if you're going to take on a responsibility of coaching them, then know how to coach them and know how to talk to people.
And even asked Betty try to jump in and say,
and I don't have anything against them. I'm just saying. But you know what I mean?
Like, get another reference, because he used B-52 and then
Mark,
Lord.
I don't like your tone
I thought we were talking
tonight.
about Derek. Sorry.
I don't know what I was.
I'm sorry, Jay.
No, it's okay. If you're gonna have a reference, just have a couple backups just in case somebody is not understanding.
Did you ever? Not to cut you off, but did you ever see the South Park episode where they do Lord and it's just like him like shitting on the toilet and then the remix underneath it?
No,
that's all I was thinking.
One of the best episodes.
Anyway, I'm sorry. Keep going.
I think that's all I had to say. I don't really remember. And now I have South Park in my head.
No, I know, right? Think about what you were gonna say. We can always come back to it.
I'll try to come back.
But I, you know, also too is, and I don't know. I'm always, I have this thing is I have a tendency, regardless whether it's drag or any kind of other performance, I have a tendency to not, even though you're supposed to give it 100%, even in rehearsals, blah, 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 I do it. And there's just a different energy when you're on stage and the audience is there and the costume is on, that, you know, stuff comes out. So I'm always a little bit okay with people in rehearsal not doing it 100%, as long as you step it up and, you know, do what you're supposed to do when the time comes.
I think when it comes down to it, your rehearsal says a lot about how the performance may go.
Yeah.
But I agree with you.
But also
to
take
the
it
point
in and listen and, you know, take the criticism.
But also at the end of the day, this is a competition. You want to take my advice? Feel free. If not, hey, it's on you.
Yeah.
I just don't think Bob's came from. His was generally confusion. It wasn't a bickering.
But like when Chi and Naisha and were out there,
I think technically that's a drink. So he didn't say the word, but you kind of have to drink to that.
So that's my new.
I'll say it.
When Lucian said to Shishi, or that she was getting it, right? Is that I'm saying it right? Chi-Chi, sorry.
Yours is just the fancier version.
Yeah, exactly.
That's
the French version.
Thank you, Ellis. But when he was complimenting her, Naisha and they were both just like, you know what I mean? Like,
I'm gonna play that every single time you try to mask this man's this name right now. Like, stop it.
But you can tell that they didn't want to hear what he had to say. Like their pride got in the way, and it's like she's getting it. And if you really want to win the competition, put that aside and go, okay, help us explain this to me. You know what I mean? Like you can't. You have to be open and accepting and gracious. Like that's when things go wrong. But whatever.
Yeah. All she said. You're done over there?
Until we get to.
Can I say? I was impressed with.
You can say whatever you want.
Okay, I was impressed with Thorgy's training, and she has like a resume for music, which I thought was impressive.
Oh yeah, she was the violinist,
viola, and cello.
I just called her a conductor.
Yeah, I was always
she can do anything.
Conductor.
I love
the person in conducts the
You're right, Kenny. You're right.
Thank you.
You're welcome.
She's only string instruments. That's only one section.
But it's these skills that kind of get these queens kind of a leg up sometimes in the competition. Like last week, Robbie, we know is an actor.
Didn't really give him a leg up, but
which may have been it. But you would think that would be
maybe
something
on somebody's couch. I'm sorry. Go. Sorry.
Yeah. So it would just be these skills that you think that these queens can bring that kind of give them maybe a certain something. Like for me, Kimchi's biggest strength is her makeup.
Yeah.
Something just that you have over other queens that kind of makes you stand out a little bit more. And I thought Thorgy's maybe musical training would have played more of a part, and I don't know if we saw it all the way, but I thought it might have been a little bit of a bigger piece of the team.
Okay, great. So let's break it down. The performances, street meets. What did you guys think?
I did think that Acid Betty got lost, and it wasn't until they pointed out about her outfit that I really noticed, and I was like, oh, she really doesn't. And this is what I was thinking too is. Now, if she isn't dressed like she was on the runway and all the other challenges, that's what happens. That's who you are. You know what I mean? Like, when you're not that, you fall into the background. So she needs to be careful.
I'm kind of shocked that, like I said, I like the choreography and I thought the song was fun, but these are the three every week that I've been looking forward to seeing, and I was like, they have it in the bag. These are the three that are going to bring it. And I thought they did a great job. It just... it wasn't my favorite, but I thought they still did good.
I thought it was funny.
Yeah.
I like their big black beans.
Yeah.
Oh, the beans line.
Yeah.
that's
Perfect.
It's just clever. They're smart.
Yeah.
Then we have Dragometry.
No. The outfits, I love the outfits in every single one of these challenges, but the performance was like, I was bored.
Wait, you like their outfits in this one?
I actually did like their outfits.
headpiece?
I did. And I
didn't hate them.
Yeah.
I actually, and
Dragometry.
Come
I
on,
thought
say
they
it,
were
Queen.
kind of 90s.
Let's go.
I was gonna say, I think the reason Derek looked so good is that most of the wig covered her face. So that's why
I love you, Alexis.
That was a fun
I got
wig.
you.
I love you.
That was a fun wig that Derek wore.
Yeah. She just should have turned it around. She should have turned it around.
I don't lie. I'm gonna say it every
And
time
she
when someone
coulda
says.
just peeked her head through. Look at my Sharpie eyeliner. Look at my Sharpie eyeliner.
I thought it kind of changed the face a little bit to where I didn't get the same.
I agree.
I
she
don't know.
clearly left her contour at home.
However, my eye went to Chi-Chi during that performance. I wrote down who I was
hands
looking at.
down.
Yeah.
Hands down.
Yeah.
Should not have been in the bottom two.
No.
Okay.
I actually forgot Nisha
No.
was even on stage the whole
Nation.
time.
Yeah,
I
it
know.
should have been Nation Derek in the bottom, I think.
Nation.
Yeah, hey, the chat roll is asking that we allow them to drink, and I'm just obliging.
Yeah.
We want you guys nice and drunk.
All
As long
right,
as you're
so
over the
We're
age of
funnier
21.
that way.
Thank you.
Yes,
Right,
yes. Only if you're
right.
21 and older.
Right.
Or 18 in Europe.
I'm just gonna say do whatever you want to do.
Right?
I think it's 16.
Oh,
Well,
England, at
16's
least.
beer, and then
Yeah.
18.
Okay, I ain't got time to go. You drink if you want to drink. You get in trouble.
My husband's German.
Not
I know.
on me. No, I'm sure we have to do some kind of clause so people won't,
Yeah.
get arrested.
Yeah.
The views expressed herein are those of the host only. Not necessarily reflect the views of AfterBuzz TV or
So the runway, which was a runaway runway, because it just went by a little too fast for me. But
We didn't do
chicken
less.
wings.
We didn't do Lay's chicken wings.
Chicken wings.
Chicken wings.
sorry, I apologize.
I thought,
Chicken
it was,
wings.
I thought it was funny that they were making fun of the chicken wings the whole time, and
they
I
ended
was
up-
dubious. I was like, "How is this gonna fit anything?" And I'm like, "It
It-
doesn't matter. It's funny."
It was one of the most genius things
Yeah.
I've heard in a long time
And-
on that show.
They assisted each other a lot too. There was a lot
Yeah.
of them throwing to another person, which and their voices. It worked all
It
together.
worked. Even Kim Chi with the lisp, and then they made the joke about
the lisp.
And that was what I said about Bob last week. Is like the problem is the solution, and I
Yeah.
feel like they did exactly that. They were like, "Well, I can't do this. Okay, well then we'll make fun of that,
Yeah.
or we'll just do." It just worked. It worked.
Yeah, I didn't think that chemistry had a lot to do with this challenge, but for them it worked. They all
and
had
it
chemistry.
sounds like they're kind of besties.
yes,
From the way that they picked the team,
Yeah.
we're like,
Yeah, they were in. They were
Yeah.
fast.
Jacqueline Sayam or
Fairchild.
no, this one, Honey Mustard. I did like the names.
yes,
I thought that was very clever.
was so good. They're all, oh, that was so good.
Sorry, Jalen. I'm just butchered
Yeah,
your name.
Jacqueline's
Jalen's here.
above it, and then Jalen's beneath it.
Hi, Jalen. Sorry.
Jalen's always here.
Yeah.
Yeah. I love that. Is that the chat roll way over there that I'm supposed
Yes,
to be able to
I'm
see?
reading and
I'm like,
hanging
I
out.
love that you think that
also
I can
did-
see that.
No, that was mostly for me.
Oh,
Sorry.
okay.
Kenny and I are looking at it over
Yeah.
here.
Yeah.
I can blow it up if you want.
I was getting
No,
distracted.
No, that's
so
okay. I'm
Bigger
better
is
off
always
not seeing
better.
it probably.
I mean, yeah, I feel you.
So, runway,
Yeah, let's
Yeah.
do it.
Rue's outfit.
loved it.
Loved it. My
Sequins.
favorite outfit of Rue's in years.
You
It
gasped.
was wonderful.
Jackie went.
Yeah, loved it. You know
I
what?
loved it.
You know what I liked? And this is so what came to my mind was when Chad Michaels was on, and they kept telling Chad she needed to kind of be more like
Michelle.
no
Cher.
Sharon Needles.
Oh.
Because Sharon was kind of sloppy and she was always put together. I really felt like just because the wig wasn't like the normal route, it was a
Yeah.
little sloppy. I liked it. And I was like, yeah, that's exactly what you need. And it was a different silhouette. I liked it.
Yeah,
I liked
it was
it.
something new and exciting.
This is so different from last season.
I know.
No,
We were
Yeah.
all like,
But see-
horrible! Burn it!
I thought it was okay. It wasn't my favorite.
I liked it.
I asked. I was like, "Is that green?" Because for some reason
Yeah.
it looked
It
different.
changed. When she first came out, it did look a different color than when
Yeah.
they
It was like that dress where it was a black, white, or,
Yeah.
or black gold.
It wasn't my worst look for her, but it wasn't my favorite. I thought it was cute.
I think I'm just happy that it wasn't a gown.
Oh yeah, it looked good.
Yeah.
I liked it.
Yeah.
I mean, it fit the challenge, which was punk rock.
Which I like that she's doing that.
Right.
Like I feel like there's always like a little nod to it, but this season I feel like they're
sticking
stepping
with
it up with her.
I
which
wanted
think
her
is
on skates again.
I know.
And it kind of would have fit.
It would've.
I mean, that's punk rock 80s.
Totally would have.
And then you had Chris Stein and Debbie Harry joined Rue and Lucian and Michelle on the judges panel, which was nice.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I mean, it all came together.
Yeah.
Runway.
I know you're gonna kill me for this, but I love Derek's outfit.
Are you kidding me?
I love his outfit. I love
Are
it.
you? You've got to be insane.
Okay. Derek was first up.
Yes. I love it.
It's gonna get me every time. And I thought the stained glass, and I thought the geometry, it looked like stained glass to me.
And the hair
Who
looked
are
real.
you people?
Here's my.
Are you kidding me?
Here's what I thought. If the hair was up, I think it would have.
Alexis, you don't have like a freeze frame from today, do you? Of her disgusting
I could try to
look.
look
No,
for it, but
it's
I don't
not
know if
that
it's
important.
It
gonna
looks
happen.
geometrical and stained glass.
No, it didn't. She was wearing a bathing suit, which is exactly what Chi-Chi was wearing and got yelled at. She just wrapped some chiffon around the bottom of it and put on a collar.
Let's bring it down a notch, okay? Because you're gonna hate my comment. I wrote it looked cute.
No, it did not look cute at all.
What did you think about it?
No, tell us how
It
you
was
really feel.
horrifying. And then sorry, I have to go with Raven on this one. The ankle straps on the shoes. She just looks like, I'm sorry, she just does not look put together at all. At all.
Hold that thought. Someone said they agree with me. Hannah Vega, thank you. Regarding Rue's outfit. Okay.
Hannah, I hope you're drunk. Derek.
Overall, is that 4? Okay. Overall, I mean the neon. This is actually one of my not favorite. It was
Wasn't
one of
even neon. It was colorful.
Neon Queen realness
Yeah.
was the category.
And I thought it was some of the stronger looks that we've seen in a while on RuPaul's Drag Race.
Hers?
No, not hers. I'm saying in general. We went right into Derek.
I have to leave. I can't be here for this.
He's gonna have a heart attack.
I know. Jay, speak your mind.
I know. Okay,
Or
so
you can come over here and talk.
Yeah,
That was-
you need to move that
I think I'm
side.
safer on that side over there. But I just thought that for her being on the dragometry team and then to have like I thought it was just kind of serendipitous, but it wasn't my favorite outfit on this runway, but I thought it was a good one for Derek.
Yeah.
And I thought the hair should have been up.
So when the bar's
I
down
like the
here,
hair.
I guess that is a pretty
and
amazing
maybe
outfit.
maybe that is what it is. Maybe I'm not holding Derek to high standards as I am some of the other queens, but I think that
Who
she's
clearly has a much bigger budget since has a show in Vegas and she's so freaking popular and famous. She should have a lot more money to spend on a freaking amazing outfit.
But we just figured out that you don't have to spend a whole lot of money
No, that's not my point. My point
Okay.
is, if you're going to be this amazing, you better be this amazing.
Can we get rid of all the sharp objects in the room? I feel like he's gonna throw something at me in like 2 seconds.
This is all you're going to hear
Clearly.
until she goes home.
So let's move
Which
on to
unfortunately I don't think
Naysha.
is going to be for a while. because-
Naysha. I actually
no.
like this outfit.
I do
What
not.
I know Jackie did not like it.
No.
I know,
man.
I could tell you didn't like it.
What-
There was, I don't, and maybe this is why I like Derek's outfit, because even if you're going to do something that is that colorful, it can't look like somebody just vomited down the front of your pants.
I thought it was.
God,
I
it's
thought it
too
was.
many
beautiful.
I thought it
colors.
was meticulously.
Meticulously
It was
done.
tie-dye.
Yeah, okay. I just want to make sure I got the word right.
Meticulously.
Thank you.
It was amazing.
I thought it was good, and the
Amazing.
shaping, and apparently it's all her body.
Well, it's so funny because last episode I was gonna say this. I was like, I want to know how she does her padding because that's pretty amazing
amazing.
padding.
Yeah.
And then when they just called her, I was like, shut the front door.
Yeah.
That's pretty amazing.
Yeah.
That's pretty amazing.
And I like
Saw
that the
some
hair was
Latina
up.
booty.
I like that.
Latina
Yeah.
booty.
Chi-Chi.
It wasn't. I mean, I don't.
Wait, no, back up.
honestly,
I got a from you. Let's start with Jay on this one.
Okay.
No, let Jay. No, go.
So she threw that together, right? Like that was something, and I thought it was okay. So I put good wig.
Yeah.
Loved the earrings, the bleeding
Yeah.
heart things.
Yeah.
I thought that was fun, and then the cap and like the riding crop. I
Yeah.
thought it was neon. It was pink, and I thought that she delivered on the challenge. And it was But here's my thing: she was in a bathing suit too, and you don't have the same.
No,
feeling?
I'm not. No, I'm not saying that. I'm saying is she gets all this shit for for wearing that, and they're saying, you know, you did this or that. Derek was not wearing anything different other than having chiffon wrapped around.
But you know
her.
what? Because there was a shot.
And Chi-Chi's makeup looked better.
There was a shot of Chi-Chi grabbing the fabric early on in the episode, and I'm assuming that's what she made. She literally made that because she didn't have anything else.
Well, she also because I think that's just a coincidence because she said I'm going to go out there in a neon bathing suit. So I think that's what she brought to wear and that she ended up wearing. That's my impression.
Okay.
I thought it was fine.
But I thought that she meant the neon bathing suit from last week because she said I wore my neon last week. So I thought what Kenny thought that she made it. But either way, I could be wrong. I actually loved this. I loved it.
You have a little Chi-Chi
I do
going
think she
right
needs
now
to
with
put
the
some
hair.
padding in.
I agree.
Yeah.
Just because her legs, she's got such thick legs, and which I do too when I'm in drag, so I have to pad more. Because I have big thighs.
It just wasn't a bottom look for me. That's my problem. For her to be in the
right.
Chi-Chi.
No, definitely should not have been.
I didn't mind it. Robbie, I skipped Kim. Sorry, Kimchi.
Kimchi.
Oh,
That's
so cool.
Yeah.
Wait! You hated it?
I liked.
I'm saying I'm having a sigh of a moment for that makeup.
The makeup was great. This is my problem. The makeup was great, and she spent so much time and effort on that makeup, and then the outfit was like.
But
terrible.
See, this is where I disagree, and we kind of talked about this with Layla when she came out for the first episode. I don't know when that is what. That's the centerpiece of the outfit.
Right.
The rest doesn't have and then if she did all this fancy stuff, you're like, yeah, but there was so much.
Right.
You know what I mean? Like
Here's
I thought it all worked well together.
If she's gonna do like this half face like clown kind of makeup, it has to go with the outfit she's wearing. The outfit she's wearing was just like my dress I wear to the store. It didn't match any sort
like
of theme that she was doing.
A neon jumpsuit. I think that yin and yang should have kind of carried on throughout that, like a theme throughout it. And
I'm gonna agree with Mark on this. I actually liked it. I didn't mind it. I think that I agree with you. It could have went all the way, but I was satisfied when with what. Now this is this should have been a half hour long because I would have loved to see her put that on. I would have loved to see them work the entire runway and not like just get a snippet of it, like boom, boom, boom. So
it looked like art from far away. I thought it was very visually.
Well, we had a hard time deciphering makeup,
we paused it.
Or was it a headpiece?
Yeah.
So I liked it. I thought it was one of the better ones. Cool. Robbie?
I thought it fit her.
It fits
I didn't
her,
love it, but I thought it fit her. What she does. And see, I was going to say this too. Back home, we used to do a show, and we would do stuff like this, where each show had like a theme, or we all had, was like something about it, and you just kind of brought your own thing to that. And that's the thing is like, Acid Betty's always going to be Acid Betty, so hers is always going to be a certain way. That's Robbie's neon. So I'm okay with that. If Acid Betty came out in that, I'd be like, okay, now we have an issue. Does that make sense?
It does.
I don't know.
I just wish, because like her thing is kind of this like old Hollywood debutante kind of thing. That dress to me looked just like the red dress in different colors, and I think that's the thing that bothered me. Is like you can be a debutante or a starlet or like old Hollywood or whatnot without literally copying the same dress.
I agree with Jackie on this one. 100%.
Ooh.
Yeah.
Did you have a problem with Bianca Del Rio wearing the same silhouette every episode?
I did.
Just saying.
But again, it was one of those things where.
But the thing is, Bianca does comedy. Like Robbie is saying she's like an old Hollywood actress. Like if that's your shtick.
Robbie does comedy too. She's a comedy queen.
They all have their shtick. I mean, what's the next one we're going to talk about wears the same thing over and over. Let me see. Naomi Smalls.
But
I loved this outfit.
I loved it too, actually.
It was like neon Barbie realness.
Yeah.
Because I so over like used to body, this actually worked perfect.
I liked it.
I love the hair, and the visor, the cone.
I put flase da.
Oh, really?
It was all right. I mean, I thought it was fun. The plastic cones, and I thought it was kind of cool. I would like to see a little bit more fabric, something.
Well, hold us. I just gotta. I don't know if this is. I can't confirm it. Daniel Riley just said that Cynthia Lee Fontaine was diagnosed with liver cancer after the show.
Oh.
So if this is true, again, I can't confirm it, but shout out to Cynthia.
Shout out to Cynthia.
Hope everything is well,
Okay,
and Yes.
Yeah.
So I just wanted to throw that out there. Thanks, Jack, for pointing that out. Okay, sorry. What were we talking about?
Oh, I just said
smalls.
I want a little bit more fat. I want to see a little bit more construction from Naomi.
I don't think you ever will.
I don't know. Yeah. But the
Sorry.
things that she does wear, she wears them well. But I
Hold
just
on
would
to
like
that
to see
dream.
something.
I know. But I will say, her outfit during the performance, and I'm not a fan of boy body. It actually works for this for the performance that.
For the performance, yeah.
Yes.
Yeah.
I liked her outfit. I thought it was great.
I thought it was
Okay, cool.
Okay. Yeah, no, it was cute.
Acid Betty.
That's great.
Fantastic.
This was great.
Fantastic.
It
Fantastic.
was the best one.
Oh my gosh. I liked it. She looked like she just swam out of a lagoon or
Yeah.
something.
Yeah.
Here's my
Yeah.
thing. If I was at somewhere in West Hollywood and that drag queen came out, I would have been like, ooh, this is so awesome to see.
Right.
Like that would be me.
Yeah.
That's exactly how it sounds. And it's just there was so much going on, but it was like that edit too that Michelle was talking about. Like I think that I don't know, it was something different and neon. It was just that it was a challenge. She
Right.
hit the nail on the head, I thought.
Yeah.
It was great.
And I feel
It
like,
was great.
as opposed to coming up with a costume, she comes up with a concept.
That's
And
exactly
it
what I think
always,
too.
For me, it works.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
I liked it.
Whether
I did
it's
like
and even Derek and in Untucked last week was saying how they want him to do something different, and she said, "I can't do Acid Betty." At the same time, Bob was like, "Well, they don't want Acid Betty to do Acid Betty anymore,
Yeah.
but it's working. So why change it?
Yeah.
If it's not broken, don't fix it."
I wish I could see the picture again of her, but I almost kind of wanted her to not have as much hair, because did she wear long? I think that like that reptilian thing would have been really cool with maybe either a very short wig or very, like either bald or like just kind of something to kind of give like that really.
She said she meant everything
Made
head to toe.
everything,
That's
except for the
nuts.
shoes, and that's so impressive
Crazy.
to me.
that's
Yeah.
nuts.
Yeah.
She got my vote for that one. Thorgy.
I liked it. I did
Mod.
like it.
Okay.
Kind of
Okay,
twiggy. We're seeing Thorgy with that side wig. I think we've seen it a couple times.
Okay, so you have a problem with her wearing a side wig and Acid Betty looks the same every week?
No, not at all.
No, but Acid Betty is bringing something different. It's a
So is
conceptual. No, I disagree with you on that. I disagree. I think Thorgy looked fine, but it is kind of the same thing. Like
What I was gonna say is for this challenge, I think she should have had that side, but maybe in a braid or in like
Right.
a cool like bun, and then maybe it would have translated to that '60s vibe a little bit.
right.
Because that dress was kind of. I'm not getting you there.
Mark's face is priceless.
I know. I'm trying to get you here. So that dress, I think.
I have a face for radio, ladies and gentlemen.
I thought it would have been cool to have this still the side hair and then like in a cool braid or something. I don't know.
I'm with you, Jay, on this one. Oh my god, I've agreed with everybody at this table at one point
have.
tonight.
I like it.
Then you're gonna flip flop and say no.
I know, right?
Next week, I'm
I'll be
like,
like,
I didn't agree with you.
no, bitches,
Yeah.
I was totally lying.
Yeah.
Last but not least, Bob, the drag queen.
Bob, I liked
Bob,
it. I didn't
neck
love
up,
it.
neck up. The outfit was completely ill-fitting, and that bothered me. It was like they're like, Bob, you're doing a great job. I'm like,
Yeah.
that outfit's crooked.
Yeah, I feel like though it's an outfit that looks probably better in person than it does on camera. Because
yeah.
I feel like
Okay.
I feel like that happens a lot where I'm
Yes.
like, really? But I was like, okay, it's got to look different in person. Even
Right.
like when you do like the Academy Awards and stuff, they'll talk about something. I'm like, really? And then but they're like, in person, you had to see it in person.
Right.
Or
It's not-
even sometimes when they do the Tudor boots and you see like
Yeah.
a nice shot of the outfit, you're like, oh, that looks different than I felt like it looked like
Right.
on
Yeah.
camera.
And they've mentioned that Raja and Raven mentioned that some of the outfits in the past that they booted, they actually went back and they were like, oh, this is actually pretty cool.
Yeah.
So I agree with Mark on this one.
I like that we saw that it was pants, or at least
Yeah.
a
Yeah,
heavy
it
slit,
was a
which I
pant.
thought was kind of fun.
Again, logo TV, RuPaul's Drag Race, like. I want to see the runways. I live for watching the runway.
runway,
I
yeah.
don't. Cut something else out. I did. We failed to mention the sob story, Chi-Chi and her bankruptcy, which I thought again, we've heard about this story once already.
I mean, they're drag queens. Trust me, they all need money.
Yeah, but I mean,
It's an
but this
expensive
is
something that we
Trust me.
haven't heard before. Though.
I mean, this was something like Rue was talking about in his Vulture interview recently, where he was saying like all of these people who compete on this show, they've been broken down and broken down and broken down, and then they have to build themselves back up again. So what you see a lot of times on the show kind of reflects that mentality of like these people have to hit like these ultimate rock bottom points before they hit the stardom. So like in some areas, it can make you like a little bit jaded.
Yeah.
And then stronger.
Yeah.
Yeah.
For sure.
I agree. But, I mean, does this show, I mean, you start down here and then you get on the show and you're up here, and then what happens after you're done with the show? Do you go back down here?
I still
Depends.
I still see a lot of drag queens who get a lot of pull from being on this show, and I think that it's going to do nothing but good for Chi-Chi, for sure. Like, I think she's going to get a lot of opportunities.
She absolutely will.
Yeah, I think she will benefit.
And I hope
but,
she
I mean,
does.
for the masses.
Yeah.
Because there's some, I brought this cheat sheet. There's some of these faces that I'm just like, I forgot, like Akasha. I forgot she was on.
Kasha's back in Cleveland.
It's just certain things I just don't, we don't see. I mean, this is 8 seasons in now. We don't see some of these people.
Well, like Rebecca Glasscock, I haven't seen her. I don't think I've ever seen her out.
So, anyway.
Who would you want to see on All Stars?
Oh, we'll get to that later.
Oh.
Let's finish.
Sorry.
Robbie wins the challenge.
Yep.
I
which
think that was deserved.
Yep. Yeah, I think so too.
Now, here's my question. Because I wasn't thrilled about the outfit. But Ru made it a point that they were judged based on performance and the runway. Mm-hmm. So, correct me if I'm wrong. I didn't make that up, did I? She did say that.
No, she did
So, if both was taken into consideration, I don't
I
think Robbie should have won, in my personal opinion.
Who should have won?
Derek. I wanted somebody to drink and to get the death stare. I'm joking.
Because it wasn't a balance between, like, I liked Acid Betty's runway, but her performance wasn't great. I liked Bob's performance. Her runway wasn't the best.
I think I know who you want to win.
Who?
Naomi Smalls. Were you feeling that one?
On this episode?
Yeah.
Yeah. I actually thought she was one of the top five.
in the
Top
top
five.
three.
Well, she should have won. I think
She's on the winning team.
She should have won because her look was really good and her performance was really good. Surprisingly, sometimes there's certain queens that I forget they are on the show until they really stand. I'm like, oh, I forgot she was on here.
Yeah.
And she's one of those people.
Cool.
So, yeah.
Okay.
For me, I felt like Robbie was the best performance, and I think that sometimes even if the runway is not like the best runway outfit, right. I feel like if you
I don't think
best
she
challenge,
looked bad. I don't think it
No,
was a
I don't think so
horrible look.
either.
I think it fit her and what she does.
And Robbie gave us a blonde wig this week too on the runway, and I think in the challenge as well, which was different for her. And then the neon, to have that Victorian and neon, I thought was her, but doing the challenge. So
exactly.
I agree with the winner. I thought Robbie was a good choice.
Yeah, I do too.
So we have Naysha and Chi-Chi in the bottom two. What do you guys feel about that?
Chi-Chi Naysha?
Whenever you take your shoes off and your wig falls off, it's just...
Well, at least the wig came off.
Yeah.
She didn't take it
pull
off.
it off.
But no,
so
as soon as I'm with Jackie. As
wigs
soon
do come off.
as soon as the song started, those shoes
were off.
I blinked and the shoes were off. I was like, ah,
Here's the other thing though. She looks from her motions like she can do traditional salsa dancing. Girl, if you can do traditional salsa dancing, don't tell me you've never done it in heels and that's not something you can do.
I'll defend, and I don't like it. I'm not saying I like it. But the only defense I will give them is they are standing up in those shoes for hours.
Doesn't matter.
It's
a competition.
I'm gonna give you a pair and make you stand for
I get what you're saying, but again, this is a competition.
And your you're wearing
No
5 pairs of pantyhose and your toes are squashed up, and trust me, it makes a difference.
And they're doing...
No, go ahead.
I was going to say, to this song, I mean, we saw like acrobatics going on.
I'm not saying I approve it, but there is a part of me that I'm just like, let her have her shoes off because I understand the pain.
I'm so glad Jay brought it up because Homegirl did those 2 cartwheels and I was like, oh, that was cute. And then Chi-Chi just started busting out.
Backflipping.
I thought I was watching like a gymnastics competition. She was backflipping left and right. And I was like, in her heels.
Yeah.
For this song, it totally worked too, because there's sometimes where they're doing death drops and flips, and I'm just like,
it doesn't fit the song.
Yeah, you know that they can do it.
I agree. I don't like when they're doing it just to do it, and it's like, and I just feel like that's what they all do. They're like, I have to do this everything in one number.
Some people sometimes it's strategically placed.
Strategy.
I know.
Yeah.
I'm having hard times with words tonight.
It's okay.
I'm so glad Cameron is not here to rip me.
Rip.
But and I agree. I think sometimes it's like, oh, now I need to do this, like to step it up or to get like attention. Mm-hmm. And I feel as though Chi-Chi rocked it. I thought she was hands down the best.
But I didn't want either of them to go home. I like Naysha, and I really just genuinely was like, because we all know who I thought it should have went home.
I like her too, though.
I like that they came together at the end. I thought that was that was a really nice moment for them on the runway, and I thought that the call me from Chi-Chi, that was like a little button, and I think that kind of sealed it.
Oh, and the other thing that somebody wrote about the Call Me song. Which
they said
kind of ironic.
How appropriate that Naysha goes home on Call Me when Rue picked up the phone and called her to come back.
She did say she was on speed dial.
Yeah. I thought that was cute too.
So here's a question.
Florence Flowers, thank you for saying that.
Here's a question. Do we think Derek should have been in the bottom?
Yes.
No.
Yes.
Devil's advocate.
Yes.
I agree. Yes, I agree.
Hands down. She should have been the last 2 weeks in the bottom.
Now, why do you think that she's not being in the bottom too?
Because they want her on the show because of her name.
Really?
Yes.
Oh.
Duh.
Yeah.
It's for her eyeliner.
I feel like
for her great contouring.
I'm gonna say that I don't mind Derek.
Ankle strap.
I don't mind her. I don't mind her. It's the venom that is coming out of your eyes. I don't see that same. It was the same with Pearl last year, Mark. It was like there was something that
but
just
Pearl
didn't
grew on me.
That's what I'm saying, and I'm saying maybe that could happen for Derek.
It's not gonna happen.
You'd be surprised, I think.
It's not gonna happen.
I think you would be surprised.
It is like what Mark said, though. Maybe we're just holding Derek to a lower caliber because we've seen such good performances. Because I don't mind Derek either. I'm not rooting for Derek by any means. But when they show her, I'm like, oh, cool. Like it was. I hold her,
She's not done anything that I thought was cool.
I like that pop one last week, the pink wig and the bubbles. I know that wasn't a popular opinion.
It looked good on Untucked.
It did. I agree.
It looked good on Untucked.
I agree. It was backstage.
It didn't fit the challenge.
And unfortunately, I don't want it to play a part, but her on Untucked, the thing to Betty, it made me enjoy her personality a little bit more. And she came through a little bit on Untucked, which I try not to let that sway about them in the competition, but it made me like her.
It sways me. Because it's a part of the show. You're being recorded. It's a part of the show.
The judges aren't seeing that.
No, the judges aren't seeing it, but still, it's like as a viewer, I'm seeing it, and it kind of sways me either way. And I think personality-wise, I think Derek is fine. I don't have a problem with Derek.
Yeah.
She's gonna run into this. She's definitely one of the bottom feeders of the competition. Well, bottoms of the competition. It's so funny hearing you say bottoms.
I had nothing.
Okay. No, but
you know what I'm gonna do? This is what I'm gonna do.
What are you gonna do?
I'm gonna go to the store next week, and I'm gonna buy a cake, and I'm gonna keep it at AfterBuzz for the day that she goes.
Yes.
But see, now, here's my question to you, Mark. Why do you? There's a strong dislike. Why?
I really just generally don't think that she's good. Maybe she's great at Britney. I just think there's a lot of smoke being blown up her butt, and I just don't think that she's stepping up.
From
everybody on the show and everything. I just don't see it. I generally don't see it. And her Meet the Queen, she was the most ugh.
So let's
of
say,
all of them, she looked fake. So I don't know.
Next week, what if she turns it 360?
I will give credit where credit's due. I said I agreed with her in the Untucked.
360 back to where she started.
Oh, sorry. 180. Sorry. I failed geometry too.
You don't belong on
I said to Jay earlier, don't hold your breath because I don't need
Fuck you, Jackie, for ripping me just now.
I'll give you a hug.
I'm sorry.
It's okay. The day will come maybe
I still
for
love
you.
your dolphin skin, by the way. I watched that back last week. I was like, where did that come from? Anyway. So
it makes me happy. I feel like a true dolphin.
180, not 360. The goddess is saying that we need to wrap it up.
Yeah, in the chat roll, someone asked, "Can the host see the chat roll?" Yes, we're glancing at it periodically throughout this. But after somebody asked that, a person wrote in caps, "I want to see Kenny shirtless."
Ooh, let's see.
There you go.
No, Jay was the one they want to see shirtless.
Not anymore. Week 4, they're done. They want some Kenny.
Maybe if Derek wins a challenge.
Oh, there we go.
So according to Mark, you'll never see me.
Slam it on your face.
You were very smart. He's like, what could never possibly happen? Oh, Derek win a challenge.
No, I don't mind Derek. I hope you all drunk at this point.
I hope they are.
Because Derek, I don't mind Derek. Final thoughts, Jackie. You want to do who?
Shout out.
Do you want to do a shout out?
Oh, I want to do a shout out.
You pretty much named everyone in the United States.
I know last time I did that, but I do want to give a shout out to Shefoam, who is a UK drag queen who watches us, and you should check out her Instagram. It's really gorgeous.
What is it?
Shefoam.
Okay,
That's cool. I like that name. That's fun. All right.
Any more shout outs?
To Bernie Sanders. Team Bernie.
He watches our podcast.
I just got my shirt in the mail, so I had to wear it today.
I'm just kidding.
Politics and drag queens.
Yeah, that's
We have a
me.
really good-
Oh, I have to do my quote
Seriously,
of the week.
though.
I have to do my quote of the week.
On a serious note, if you are a U.S. citizen and you can vote in this election,
You need to
you
go
should vote
register.
in this election.
Yes, you should.
There's some scary shit happening.
Yeah. Yeah.
I like
Okay.
our comment section. That I'm just joking.
Can I do my quote of the week?
You may.
Yeah.
Okay, my quote of the week is going to go to the Street Meat team who says, "We're serving big black beans."
Tuning into the destination for TV superfan discussion,
we done?
AfterBuzz TV.
No, don't worry about it, guys. It's
And
just
now,
the keyboard being weird.
Okay.
let the buzz
I was like, we got
begin.
played off for real.
I was having
She didn't like
flashbacks
my-
of somebody else's. So I was about to walk out. Get I walk? No, serious. Who do we pick for our all stars?
We're doing an all-star prediction.
Yeah. So
Oh, no,
I
no,
wrote them
all-star.
down.
Oh.
So last week,
Oh, you did write it down?
yes, Jackie said Katya. Mark, you said Ginger Minge.
Okay.
Jay, you went with Ivy Winters, and I went with Shanji. So we have to pick a different one this week.
Okay. I have. I can go for. Okay.
I know.
Throw it out there.
I'd like to take a dip in Darien Lake. I would like to see Darien.
She's on my list.
Yeah. Okay.
You can have that. I thought of this one on the way home. I was like, oh, I should have said this person last week.
Well, we
So-
have every week. We're gonna pick one.
Okay, Jessica Wilde, hands down.
Oh,
Love me some Jessica Wilde.
yes.
Scandalo.
They do think that because the first one was 1 through 4,
Yeah.
that the next one might be 5 through 8. But I would like to see queens still. There's queens I'd like to see.
Yeah.
I
I think that's because it happened.
Yeah.
At
Yeah,
that point,
but
so-
I think it should be anybody.
Anybody.
I think it should.
I
I
do
think it
too.
should go back.
I think it will be the 5 through 8 though.
It,
I think it will be,
It should
even though
be.
it could be.
Yeah.
It should. Yeah, because you're never too old to do it, and
Right.
you might get a bigger fan base again.
No,
Yeah.
well, it can't be 8. 8's this season.
well, yes, it can.
Oh, I guess, yeah, because
Yeah.
they filmed.
Yeah,
Yeah,
They
yeah,
go
yeah.
back to back.
Yeah.
Okay, and Kenny, what about you?
I'm gonna pick. Who do I want?
Oh, sorry, Jackie. We skipped Jackie.
Oh, we can skip her. Who
Adore
cares?
Delano. I love it.
Oh, Adore.
Party.
Okay, if there was anybody that I didn't hate her, I just thought she was the Derek Barry of that season.
Courtney.
Who?
Courtney, yeah, she was boring too.
Is that who you're picking?
No.
Oh, that's what I thought it was. Okay.
I want Yara Sophia to come back.
She already came back.
Did she?
She was in
For
the first one.
All-Stars.
Yeah.
See, I didn't even watch that season. Okay, Angina.
Oh, Angina.
Okay,
Picking
Angina.
Angina. I'm going
Yeah.
with
That's a
my
good
backup
one.
then.
That's a good one.
Okay.
So,
I'm
that's all.
I'm
That's
excited to see which ones that we choose that
Yeah,
actually show
so
up.
Yeah.
we'll compile a list.
Yeah.
And then, well, I already started the list. So
Yeah.
Here we go. Where can they find you, Jackie?
123 Jackie B now on all platforms.
Mark?
You can find me at Lorraine Love, LORAYNE, on Instagram and Twitter, and on Facebook / the Mark J. Freeman.
Jay?
Instagram at don't_be_jealous and Twitter still_jealous.
Alexis, do you want to give a shout out?
Sure, you can find me all over social media
Yeah.
at atorres890, where all Alexis Torreses are sold.
So glad. I'm so
like
glad
that.
you're back with us.
Heck yeah.
Just for tonight. I don't know how it's gonna be. I'm at Kenny C. Harrison on Twitter. Thank you guys for watching. This has been an interesting night.
Yes.
Join us next week.
We
Make
hope
your
you're all
comments.
drunk.
Make your comments down below. Twitter, iTunes, and we'll see you guys next week. Same time.
Bye, everyone.
From executive producers Maria Menounos, Kevin Undergaro, Phil Svitek, and the entire AfterBuzz TV staff, we would like to thank you for listening to the AfterBuzz TV network. To watch or listen to other after shows and post comments or questions, be sure to visit AfterBuzzTV.com. I'm Sir Richard Wentworth, and this has been a presentation of AfterBuzz TV.
See you later.
The views expressed herein are those of the hosts only and do not necessarily reflect the views of AfterBuzz TV or its owners or principals.